I came to a breaking point in my life where I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm done not being in control of my mind. I'm done not being in control of my life. I said something to myself that changed everything. I know that you are in a pivotal point in your life right now where you are saying something that I said to myself recently, just 2 months ago, that changed everything. And what we're saying is, I am willing to change my life. I am willing to be in charge of what comes next. What we're saying is, I'm not interested in being out of control anymore. I'm not interested in being a mess anymore. I'm not interested in needing substances just to get through the day. I'm not interested in my only peace coming from binge watching shows and eating junk food at the end of the day. No, I know that there is an extraordinary strength and reality that lives within me. I felt it in my heart my entire life, and I'm telling you something right now. And I'm speaking for the both of us right now. I know I'm not the Lorax and you're not a tree, but I'm going for it, okay? I think you'll resonate if you're here. It's time to take that greatness you have always felt within yourself and bring it into actual reality. Because there's this statement that a lot of people make in the self-improvement and spiritual community, which I'm clearly a part of. People always say, there is a great power within you. But unfortunately, what I've seen happen to so many people is that's where they stop. That's where they stop. They leave the power within them. They never do anything with it. They never bring it into reality, and they never get to experience the beautiful physical manifestation that would come from doing so. So how about you and I agree right now that we are not going to leave this video. We are going to choose consciously. We are not going to walk away from this video and just go back to the unconscious way things were before in our life. We are going to be here now, and we are going to make the shift together. No matter what it takes, we are going to shift from this video. We are going to walk into our lives, and we are going to wield the command over our own mind, over our own actions, over our own life that will change everything. And you want to know what I have to say to you? Why not? Why not today? I think you know that today is the day. I think you do. I think you wouldn't be here otherwise. Isn't that true? Of course it is. So, how to focus on the things that are important in life. Yeah, I have had a mind that beat and abused me for years in my life. Years. And I don't know how many people on the outside ever realized, but my mind is not in charge of me anymore. I figured out how to be in charge of it. And it is really this simple. Are you ready? Here's the secret to it. And it's not a secret, by the way. It is a natural process that is happening for all of us, whether you believe it, whether you're aware of it or not. Here it is. What you do not use atrophies, okay? If you don't use your leg muscles and you sit in a chair every day for years and years and years, your legs become extremely thin and you become extremely weak. I dare you to do that and then get up and try to go on a hike. Of course you're gonna fall over exhausted and not feel well, okay? The muscles that we don't use atrophy. They leave us. In other words, use it or lose it. Here's the problem that's been happening to us with our minds, in my personal opinion. We have not been using it, and so we have been losing it, okay? Now, I don't want to propose a victim mentality to you because it's not gonna do you any good, but we need to acknowledge some things if we're gonna move forward. We live in a day and age where there is so much noise all around us, so much instant gratification. People don't even have to go out and shop for their food and get it for themselves anymore. They just click a button and somebody brings it to them, brings it right to your door. You don't even have to interact with this person. They just leave it at the door and knock, right? People don't even have to go out and experience real, genuine courtship and relationships anymore. No, all you gotta do is download this app, upload a sexy picture of yourself, and just keep swiping right. And then when they match, you're like, hey, wanna meet up, winky face? Oh, cool, get this bug. You see what I'm saying? We live in a world where there are so many TV shows that will pop off so much dopamine in your brain, right? All this stuff online that people are watching, all these things that people are doing. We live in a world where if you've got a problem, what does society say? Here's a drug, it'll solve it for you, right? So no wonder we don't have any command over our mind, because we live in a world where it is just everybody else's idea around us and we pick up on it and we think it's normal, to not use our mind. Why would I use my mind to change the chemistry in it when my doctor says just take this drug? That'll do it for me. Your mind atrophies when you do that. You waste a prime opportunity to shift your own mindset, to create your own focus. You waste it. So your mind atrophies, right? Instead of creating dopamine and rewarding chemicals in your mind and in your body by getting up and creating something that inspires you, that inspires other people, right? Instead of doing something, accomplishing something that makes you feel good, what do people do instead? They binge watch a TV show and eat a bunch of cheese because that releases all these things in your brain that tell you, you did it, you succeeded. But you and I both know the truth. You didn't do anything. You haven't succeeded. You've been wasting day after day after day of your life. And it's no wonder there's panic and overthinking and anxiety and worry going on in there. There's no wonder. You want to know the shift that I made that changed everything? I started, instead of trying to cover up that overthinking and that discomfort in my mind, instead of letting my life be out of control, you want to know what I started doing? I started listening and realizing that these feelings that are happening within me that made me want to learn how to focus my mind and change my reality, these feelings are a gift. They were there to inspire me to realize, hey, maybe you're not happy for a reason. Maybe it's because you're not being who you really are. Maybe it's because you're not showing up in the world as the real you. You know, maybe what you need to do to get control over your life, how to focus on the things that really matter to you, is you need to stop consuming all that garbage. I just want to say first and foremost, that's how I have completely shifted and changed my life. To put it in the simple, most plain way possible, I decided to completely stop consuming garbage food that has like no value, and it's just poison. Can we just be real about it? It's just poison. Nobody was force feeding it to me. I was choosing to eat it myself. Okay? Same with you. The information of what's healthy and nutritious is out there. Nobody's tricking you into eating poison. We willingly show up and do it every day because we're lazy, because we don't care. But see, I believe that if you're here watching this video, you do care. And you're ready to not be lazy anymore. You're ready to make a real change in your life. Okay, so stop consuming garbage. Okay, stop using TV shows and pornography and drugs to make yourself feel better. Because your mind is atrophying every time you engage in those things. If you want to learn how to focus your life and focus on the things that are important, it's really simple. You need to completely eliminate the things that atrophy your mind, okay? Now, when you do this, something very powerful happens. When you say no to consuming garbage, I'm gonna simply put it as that from this point on. When you say no to consuming garbage in your life, what happens is you ignite a sort of willpower within yourself where you say, I am gonna make a change. I'm gonna make a difference in my world. And something very profound and inspiring happens in that moment, my friend. You wake up to a part of yourself that's always been there. You just weren't tuning into it and using it to your advantage. Because now, instead of watching shows to satisfy yourself, you're gonna do something else. I know you will. You're gonna learn a new language. You're gonna master an instrument. You're gonna create an online business. You're gonna go out and you're gonna engage in real courtship where you go out and build real relationships with people that actually are meaningful and actually last. Not that Tinder swiping doesn't amount to things, okay? This is the problem in the world that we're experiencing in our personal world. We live in a place of so much instant gratification, so many things shoved in our face that just light up all our dopamine receptors, and it is breaking your mind. I'm telling you the truth right now. It is breaking and devastating your mind's ability to do things for itself. It's no wonder that you can't focus on the things that are important to you in your life. It's no wonder that you can't stop overthinking. You need to eliminate all that stuff. And I know the only way you're actually going to do that is if you actually care enough to do it. Now, once you care enough to do it, you make it to step 2, right? Step 1 is caring enough to make a change in your life that you eliminate all the garbage that's making it hard for you to change your life. We've covered that now. Step 2 is that you're going to start getting up every single day and immediately deliberately focusing on what matters to you. Literally the second you wake up. Notice how the second you wake up, what starts to happen is your mind just starts blah, 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 blah. Okay? What you're going to do is instead of sitting there and laying there and listening to all that blah, 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 you're not going to cope with that. You're not going to deal with that anymore. You're going to immediately get up out of bed and you are going to immediately focus your mind upon what it is that is important to you. Let's say you have a goal that you're working on. You are going to immediately get up and start focusing on it, whatever that means to you. Maybe that means you're going for a jog. Maybe it means you immediately start writing in your journal about what you're going to do today to work toward that goal. You see what I'm saying? Immediately focus upon that goal. Immediately focus on what it is that's important to you. As you do this, you begin to build the power of your mind again. Because understand right now, it's a weak muscle. Just like somebody who sits in a chair for years and then goes on a hike and their legs crumble beneath them, okay, your mind is like these weak legs right now. But the power of the mind, it grows strong very quickly, much quicker than any other muscle. So I want to let you know this isn't going to take you long. In my personal opinion, this will take you 2 weeks. 2 weeks to completely change your entire life. Now what you do is every time you do this, every morning you wake up and you deliberately focus on what you want, you get better and better at saying no to the nonsense and saying yes to what matters to you. Now something else very inspiring takes place. There are options of food in front of you. Let's say there's 2 plates. Here's a plate of this healthy, nutritious food that's going to energize you, and here's this food that's going to make you feel like crap and give you no energy, just enough energy to push play on your Netflix show. You know what I'm saying. This isn't news to you. I know you understand the difference. Of course you do. All right? Now here's what's interesting. Because you have been practicing your focus on what is important to you, now when these 2 plates of food show up to you, you look at it differently. You say, which of these plates, which of these foods that I eat will increase the success of what it is that I'm focusing on? And you will choose the one that benefits you. You will say, I have been spending so much time and effort eliminating garbage from my life. I've been spending so much time and effort focusing on what's important to me. I am unwilling to take a back step right now with this food, with this drugs, with this TV show, with this toxic relationship, with this pornography, whatever it is that you've been using that is causing you to lose control over your life, to lose focus on what's important to you. As you harness this focus, as you grow it, you become more and more unwilling to sabotage yourself. Lately, it may have been easier in your life to sabotage. You just say, oh, I don't feel up to it. I'm just going to binge this show. Oh, I don't feel up to it. I'm just going to get this fast food. But that won't be you after just a week or 2 of doing this activity that I'm sharing with you. It really is this simple. That won't be you. Because you will have been putting in real time, real effort to grow the strength of your mind, to grow this powerful focus that you have. And as you do that, like I said, you become absolutely unwilling to sabotage it. I'm telling you right now, I am unwilling. I will not allow anything into my field that will sabotage what's important to me. I won't. Because I've put too much into this. I care too much about myself and my life and my future. I care too much about what I am in this world and who I'm being for others and the value that I'm going to leave behind once I pass away. To me, what's important, I want to do something that really benefits other people. Period. Now, this isn't so important to me that when somebody pops up into my reality, so to speak, and says, here's some unhealthy food, here's some drugs, right? Here's some porn, here's this TV show, right? Here's this, here's that. I see it and I say, no. I really enjoy the focus that I've cultivated. I really enjoy the power that I'm harnessing and what I'm creating in this world. I love being in charge of my mind. I love being in charge of my life. No. I don't care what drug you put in front of me. I guarantee you the high that it would give me is not even as close to as satisfying as being somebody who is deliberately in charge of their life. That is satisfying. So I don't want to get high, okay? I don't want to sit back and have dopamine fire off in my brain while I binge a bunch of movies, okay? I don't want those hits of that satisfying feeling that your brain gives you when you sit there and just eat a double cheese pizza. I don't want it because I know what that stuff really is. It's a trick. It's a trick. That's all it is. It's a test. Right? This is how I think of it. It's life saying, Nathan, is this guy who you are creating yourself to be, who you are showing up and being every day, is it that important to you? Or would you rather just come over here to this tempting, feel-good stuff, right? Don't you want to just feel good, Nathan, and just eat the food you want and take the drugs and watch the shows? Who cares? Who cares, man? Right? This is that quote unquote devilish voice. That's what I call it. I call it the devil's voice. I know what it is now. It's a trick. This is how I live my life now. And I am becoming an absolute winner because of it. And I can see there are a lot of things changing and shifting in my reality, and it all comes back to this shift I've made. So the question of how to focus on things that are important to you in your life is really simple. You need to start focusing on them. And I know that it's tough at first because there's so much noise that's distracting. But the only reason all that noise is there is because you've grown that like a muscle. You've worked out that muscle so much by repeatedly doing those things that aren't good for you that no wonder they're going to keep speaking up, because you built that muscle. But as you ignore them, as you choose to build the muscle of what really matters to you in your life, that muscle of the nonsense atrophies, and you will not be bothered anymore by that random noise of things that don't matter to you. You won't be. It fades out because you've grown a new muscle in your life. This is the simple solution to taking charge of your life. Take charge by taking charge. When that noise comes up, recognize it for what it is. It's just an option. It's the old you saying, are you sure you don't want to come back to comfort land? A lot of people think their comfort zone is safety. I got news for you. A comfort zone is a prison. Outside of your comfort zone is success. Outside of your comfort zone is thriving beyond your wildest imagination. Your comfort zone is not a safety net. It is a prison. There is a difference. Once you realize that, I don't think that if you genuinely care about your life, which that has to be your call. I know a lot of people who just don't care, and I have nothing I can do for those people. I can only help the person who cares about their life, because they're the person who's going to use what I say and apply it. So if you care about your life, which you have to wake up and decide for yourself that you care. If you do that, then it's simple. You show up every day and you put in the work, so to speak, and you will transform. And so too will your life, because it's just the way reality works. Period. I know you can do it, because if I was able to accomplish this in a short amount of time that I was able to, I know anybody could do it. Like, seriously, you do not understand. If I could do this, you could do this too. Thanks. Much love to you, and I hope to see you for the next video.